So you've got a new puppy and you've got a very, very specific way of living, and it's a little bit different to everybody else. And you want to know, well, how do I actually get dog training that fits into how I live? And it's tailored to meet my specific requirements, when most of the dog training out there is a one-size-fits-all mentality. This is where I can help. The subject today is lifestyle-based dog training, and lifestyle-based dog training is a dog training methodology that effectively tailors the dog and the lifestyle that you live in, and you put them together to actually produce a harmonious outcome. If you want to know more about it, watch the video. Welcome to K9 IQ Dog Obedience and Behaviour Modification. This is the home of factual science-based dog training. I'm Claude Bertoni. Thank you for coming back. If you're a regular visitor to the YouTube site, thank you for your support. It's really appreciated. If you're a new visitor to the site, I hope you find it interesting. And if you do, remember, hit the subscribe button, but more importantly, hit the notification bell. That way you get to stay in touch with all the new posts and videos that I put up in the future. So what exactly is lifestyle dog training? Glad you asked. It's a good question. So lifestyle dog training is effectively a training process that does its very best to strengthen the relationship between your dog and how you live. And a lot of times the dog training methodologies head down one path and your lifestyle heads down another path. So what lifestyle dog training is all about is trying to bring the two together so that we're both working in the same direction to produce better and stronger outcomes. And lifestyle dog training is an incredibly valuable tool, because all of a sudden you have a dog that works with you in your specific environment, whatever that is. And it's not simply aimed at a one-size-fits-all mentality, which a lot of dog training is about. So the video today will go through 10 specific points that will help to explain to you the value and the strength of lifestyle dog training. Point number one, lifestyle dog training is effectively situation specific. And what I mean by that is situation specific is that no two people effectively live exactly the same way. No two people have the same dog training requirements. They'll have similarities, but there'll be subtleties. So effectively, lifestyle dog training should be about making your dog fit into your environment and having the dog change to fit your environment, not changing your environment to fit the dog. And that's an important thing, because a lot of dog training, because it's so overly superficial and simplistic, that people take their dogs home after attending a dog training center and they can't necessarily apply what they've actually learned, because it's all based on pattern or robotic learning. And all of a sudden the dog just doesn't get it, because your home is definitely not robotic and it's definitely not pattern. It's quite fluid and there's a lot of changes, and your dogs need to adapt. So every person's situation needs to be understood, and the dog needs to blend in with that. So some people, for example, I've got clients that live in the middle of Melbourne and they need their dogs to actually be able to deal with high traffic and high pedestrian movement. I have clients that live a little bit further outside of Melbourne and they need their dogs to be able to be taken to coffee shops and cafes and sit and be calm and chilled out. Okay. And I have other people that live on farms and they live on rural properties, and the dogs need to be able to not interact or kill livestock or deal with snakes. Now those three situations are broadly different, and we need to have a training methodology that deals with those three. So effectively, part number one is the dog training needs to be specific to the environment that you live in. Point number two, lifestyle dog training produces a stronger relationship with you and your dog. And this is really important, because what I want to have with any kind of dog, whether it's mine or whether I'm training your dog, is that after I've interacted with it and trained you, what I want to have at the end of the day is a much stronger relationship. And it's because I'm training the dog effectively in the environment that I'm living, as opposed to a training paddock. The dog learns to actually deal with pressure and distractions and problems and issues and stimuli in your house and in your local street as a byproduct of dealing with you on a day-to-day basis. So with you and the dog, as we're going through life, we are starting to problem solve as a part of day-to-day interaction, which at the end of the day produces a much stronger relationship in your dog, because the dog starts to learn to trust and take cues from you, because you keep putting into these great learning environments that it's getting a lot of success. And those learning environments happen to deal with day-to-day interactions that you have at home and in your local area. So the fact that it actually produces a stronger relationship is an incredibly positive outcome. Point number three, lifestyle dog training produces flexible dogs. And the reason why flexible dogs are important is that in our domestic lives, the more professional, the more busy we are, the more we're engrossed in work and activities and social schedules with children, life becomes a series of habits and routines. Routine kills dogs. It actually ruins them, because the problem with routine is it produces expectation. If expectation isn't met, it produces frustration, and then if frustration turns up, then we've got a dog that's actually not happy and it's looking to remove that frustration somehow. So the whole thing about lifestyle dog training with regards to interaction with us is to produce a large amount of flexibility where the dog learns to deal with changes in the environment. And in fact, what I try and get people to do in the context of day-to-day living is to mix up their routines quite often and have the dogs adjust and be flexible. So effectively, dogs don't know when they're getting fed, they don't know when they're getting walked, they don't know when they're getting attention. They know they'll get it, they never miss out on it. But the schedule that it's delivered in is completely varied and flexible. So the dog goes through life going, it's not time to go for a walk. It'll happen. And then all of a sudden we've got a happy, relaxed, calm response in the dog. And the same thing goes for when we go for a walk. Teaching lifestyle dog training is about getting the dog to apply flexible approaches and tolerance-based approaches in the real world, where the dog learns to deal with lots and lots of different distractions and not feel that it's robotic and structured and it's predictable. So all of a sudden we've got a dog that's now going through life really relaxed, really mellow, really cruisy, and it's very, very comfortable and flexible.